Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about a glowy complexion and how I achieve a really nice dewy sort of complexion but still having a nice full coverage. Now today's video we're going to be involving a lot of mixing. First off, we're going to start with primers. You want to make sure you have an illuminating primer to begin with, just to give that really nice glowy base. So what I'm using is the Mecca Cosmetica Lit From Within Illuminating Primer. Next you will need a dewy, very hydrating foundation. For my one I'm using the Lancome Teint Miracle foundation, which is a very bare skin sort of finish. It is not full coverage, so please bring out a different full coverage foundation that you do have, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a dewy finish or anything, just has to be a really nice full coverage one. So for mine I'm going to be bringing out my Estee Lauder Double Wear in the colour Bone. Next you will also need to have a really nice full coverage concealer that can pretty much cover any imperfections or pigmentation that you have on the skin. My one is the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in the colour NC20. Your next item should be something that is a liquid highlighter. I'm bringing out my Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in the shade Opal. So any other liquid highlighter will do too, as long as you can mix it in with all your foundations. For the foundation routine to finish the complexion, please have a hydrating mist of any sort. For my one, I've got the Elizabeth Arden 8-Hour Miracle Hydrating Mist. So this is just going to help set everything as well. I've got the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette with me. You can also use a shimmering contour or bronzer if you would like. That is my preference, to have a matte one. Moving on to bronzing and blush. And as for my bronzer, I'm using the Nars Laguna bronzer. For a blush, I'm using the Morphe 9B blush palette, and I'm going to be using a very light coral pink color that has a tiny bit of shimmer to it. Last but not least, for your illuminizers or your highlighters, please have two shades. So one has to be slightly darker than your skin tone and one that matches your skin tone. For my one, I'm bringing out my Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in the pressed version of Opal. And I'll also be using my Dior Skin Nude Illuminizer in the color 001. Now that I've got my complete recipe for the complexion that I'll be going for today, we can go straight into the video. So if you're very interested in how I get this look that I have on right now, please keep on watching and hopefully you enjoy the video. So first off, we are going to start by preparing the skin for a really nice complexion. What I've already done to mine is put on a bit of serum. Most of my skincare products are from Lancome. What I've put on this morning is my Genifique Youth Activating Concentrate. That's their serum, and then I just moved on to my everyday moisturizer by Lancome as well, which is the Hydrating Moisturizing Cream Gel. And then last but not least, my eye cream, which is super important because my eyes get super dry in the day. So this is their Lancome Genifique eye cream. After prepping the skin, I'm going to go straight into the primer. So the first step is to illuminate the face with a primer. So I'm just going to put out 2 pumps and go quite generously across the face. So my complete complexion look is all based on mixing my products together. So the really important thing to do here is to make sure you have all of the items that I have mentioned before. First off, I'm going to start with my foundation and mixing. I'm just getting a metal palette. I'm going to go in with my Teint Miracle foundation, and my color is in 010, but it is slightly a little bit pink for me. So what I do is I put 1 pump of this, and then my next step is to get my Estee Lauder Double Wear, and my color is in Bone, which is 1W1, and this is just going to give me a bit of coverage as well, which is what I prefer in most of my foundations. I really like that full coverage look. So I'm getting a Q-tip because Estee Lauder's Double Wear doesn't have a pump to it, so I don't want to spill out too much, and we're just going to dig in and pop that right next to my Teint Miracle foundation. And this one's super yellow based, so it's really accurate for my skin tone. So I'll just show you what I've done on my palette. What we're going to do next is get our liquid highlighter, and then I'm just going to squeeze about 1 pump next to it. So that's what it will look like. So 3 pumps together, and then I'm just going to mix them all together with my fingers. Once it's fully mixed, you can just start applying the face. So just by dabbing it everywhere around. I just prefer doing this rather than putting it straight on the beauty blender, because that way it doesn't soak up too much product. So I won't use everything on my palette just yet. I would leave a little bit for a second layer in case I need more coverage in certain other areas. And now get your trusty beauty blender and blend it out. Of course, first I'm going to mist it with my 8-Hour Miracle Hydrating Mist by Elizabeth Arden. And we're just going to mist the top of the beauty blender before we go in. So I can already see in my viewfinder that it's super glowy, because I'm giving the skin like a whole boost of hydration, and then, you know, all the liquid highlighter inside is really going to help pump out that dewy glowy look. So this is a super wet look right now, like super wet. Now my trick now is to leave that first layer to sit for a bit, and then I'm going to go into my concealer. So I still have a bit of foundation left on my palette, which I'm not going to use yet, but we're going to go and conceal the under eye area and brighten some other areas before we put on that second layer. So what I'm getting now is my MAC Pro Longwear concealer. I'm in the shade NC20, and I'll just do 1 pump on my hand. I just like to use my fingers for this, so I'm just going to dip my finger in and then, you know, just slightly conceal under the eye area as well as brighten it up. This usually does the trick because I don't have super heavy eye bags or anything, so if you do get like a correcting concealer, and that way you can just get rid of the dark circles before you go in to brighten the under eye area. That would be so much more helpful than just putting on a brightener underneath, because it doesn't really conceal that much. So what we're aiming for is like a complete flawless base with dewiness as well. So after doing that, just getting another beauty blender and blending that in. And see, when I've put down my concealer, I can still see the glow coming from underneath, which is what I really want. I need to make sure that the illuminating primer and my highlighter is really working its job underneath. This would be the time to conceal any imperfections or blemishes that you usually have on the skin before going into the second layer of foundation. So right now I'm just taking the rest of whatever's left on my beauty blender and just going over the places that, you know, I usually have more redness coming through, or like scarring from previous like acne. And then once you're done with that, put everything down and get your palette out again and just go back over with a second layer of your foundation. So hopefully that would give you more full coverage in certain areas. Mine is just around the cheek area where I have a lot of like redness and I get hot flushes really easily during the day. But otherwise this can pretty much cover most of the acne, any discoloration, pigmentation. As long as you've had that concealer down beforehand, this should be looking really nice and flawless by the time you finish blending your second layer of foundation on. And I'm back. So I have everything on, including my lashes, and I've done the rest of my makeup. So this is the complete and final look. I do really like the outcome because it still is giving me a very glowy look, and I haven't detracted it from the complexion too much. So I've kept my eye makeup fairly basic, and a lip gloss will really help give that really nice youthful and healthy glow. So I'm not going to use anything mattifying except for my contour today, and that's pretty much it. Everything else is giving a really nice shine. I have a crazy glow going on, and it's not just from my highlighter, it's coming from underneath and within my skin. So in real life, people are going to really see that glow instead of just like that strip of highlighter. So if you enjoyed this look and you enjoyed the video today, please click the like button and give me a subscribe if you'd like to see my future videos. But hopefully you liked this one, and I'll see you next time. Bye!